Shalom Israel first. I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah Ba'Shem Kakodash, the Warren Apostle Ezra Brimstone, peace citation from 1/3 of Israel. For this lesson, I want to title it Bigger Fish to Fry. Alright, and I looked up the word, the meaning of it. It means have other or more important matters to attend to. Alright, let me just keep. It says to have bigger fish to fry means to have more important or significant tasks to address than the current ones. Alright. Now, in this walk, you'll go through certain things, right? But as the scripture says, let's get it, because this is really what I was thinking about. It's in Second Ezra. All right, Second Ezra 14, and I'll start at 13. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from the immoral thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature." And notice how it says weak nature, because it's weak to harp upon, vanity, It's fucking Satan, bro. Whole time there's shit going on in the world, right? Like, for example, prophecy, which is the focus, all right? The fucking bills and the everyday, day-to-day life here in Babylon, man, we're not supposed to get too involved, all right? Because ultimately that shit can weigh you down. That shit can weigh you down, and then you start thinking about, you start to try to get comfortable here, in which that's not what we're here for, all right? Because we're supposed to be as pilgrims. All right, and let me keep reading. It says, "And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times." And the times we're coming into is the bigger fish to fry, the more the more important shit to come. Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose. A time like never before, and we about to enter into that. All right, so if you bugging out over little things like, paying bills, or, say a woman left you, or this, that, and the third, man, the times to come is like, we're gonna have to tap into another level of faith to come. All right, so really, right now it's gonna be a walk in the park. All right, it's a walk in the park right now, and the times to come, it's your life gonna be at stake. Imagine you seeing all hell breaking loose, people, it's like some purge like events. What are you gonna do in then? You gonna still think about the fucking bills? That's just the thing of that. Paying bills is gonna be a thing of the past. It's like, damn, now it's like, okay, these are the times that, these are the bigger fish to fry. The things that we gotta get our mind, basically set on of what's to come. Hopefully, that was well said. But I'm gonna reread it. It says, "And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter." All right. So we coming into some heavy times, and if you worrying about a bitch leaving you, or you worrying about, I'm broke all the time, this, that, bro, we gonna have to forsake all this shit. All right. And this goes for me first and foremost, because, we in the flesh, and, the flesh wants to be comfortable, but, the Lord, he's putting us through trials and tribulations to test our faith, to try us ultimately. It says, "For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein." All right. And, we can't be too caught up in this shit. All right. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 7 chapter. All right, 2 Corinthians, I think it's 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 7, and I started 27. 1 Corinthians 7:27. It says, "Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife." Why? It says, "But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned, and if a virgin marry, she had not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you." All right, and there's a reason why, because Shit, damn, Salaki, I'm fucking stuttering, sound like a lawnmower and shit. But imagine how much more now. You know, there's always some issues going on with a woman. All right, like it's always some clashing. You know, you bros know if you're dealing with women, it's like fuck. It's always something. All right, but it says, but this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. All right, and that's the focus. The focus is not your woman. The focus is the truth. It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding the Lord. You know, as we read in 2 14 and 14, set thine house in order. Why? Because, bro, there's bigger fish to fry. Body's about to start dropping, you know? The Lord about to return. You out here worried about this shit. Man, fuck this, bro. And this goes for me first and foremost. You know, easier said than done, but it's a process. You know, the Lord, he's conditioning us to detach from this world. All right, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. For it is polluted, it shall destroy you, yea, even with the sword of destruction. All right, and that's what the Lord is making us realize, because the Lord, he'll put you through certain situations for you to realize how bullshit this is. You know, you thought you had this? Well, guess what? This shit gonna get taken away. You know, and you'll realize how vain it was. You know, and how much more we need the Lord. You know, so the Lord, he's getting us comfortable with being uncomfortable. All right. But it says, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. All right. So we can't get too comfortable here. All right. And you know, we also can't get too caught up in the daily problems and shit. You know, the daily affairs. Hold up. Is that there you go. Second Timothy 2 and 3. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. You know, and a soldier, let's look at that word, soldier. All right, soldier. That's not what I was looking for. Soldier. So I'm gonna look up soldier characteristics. Soldier, soldier's characteristics. Discipline, you know, courage, loyalty, respect, integrity, personal courage. It says adaptability, mental toughness, the capacity to adjust mindsets and plans when circumstances change. All right, and here in Babylon, bro, ain't shit guaranteed. All right, so we gotta roll with the punches. You know, Sirach the 2nd chapter, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient without change to a lower state. So there's gonna be times when you brought low, and there's times where you got stuck. You know, I was at Philippians the 4th chapter, 12th verse, I believe. It says, I know how to abound and I know how to abase. 13th verse goes into, I can do all things through Yahushua Mashiach, which strengthened me. All right. So, man, like the Lord is putting us through certain things. We're being battle tested, you know. So that way, when it's all said and done, you know, when the real test, the real fish to fry, you know, is here, then it's like it's you know, it's much more. I'm not gonna say really easier, but it's more. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna say easier for lack of better words, you know, because look at these people in the world. You know, imagine when they lose everything. How are they gonna act? You think they just gonna, you know, walk like, you know, just walk lightly? All right, no, they're not. They're gonna bug the fuck out. All right, you got people bugging the fuck out now. I just seen a End time headlines. Basically, a mom, went on TikTok and then she killed her family and then she killed herself. Like, these people, the love of many is waxing cold. All right, and these people are losing it because they're losing everything they have. Fucking, they can't live comfortably. Here in Babylon. So the Lord, man, the Lord is squeezing the comfort ability out of this place. All right, now shit is like, motherfuckers is barely getting by. All right, and this is all the judgment of the Lord. All right, but Slaki for the rambling. But it says, fourth verse, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a good soldier, to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for mastery, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. All right, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life. So the affairs of this life is, heartbreak, broke ache, just fucking barely getting by and all types of shit. All right, but we can't focus on this, all right, because we the bigger fish to fry is to come. All right, and if you bugging out now, how much more then? All right, so hey man, fuck it, the Lord got it. Really, let's end it off on here. Psalms 55 and 22. All right, Psalms 55 and 22. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. All right, so whatever you're going through, hey, the Lord got it. All right, just believe. All right, put your trust in Yahweh Shem and believe. All right, and think back about the times you was going through some shit and the Lord delivered you. All right, so it goes for me first and foremost, but hopefully, that was well said. Slaki for the stutter and whatnot. But this is all through the Spirit. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Kakodash. Till next time, Shalom.